5 signs you might be an empath. Obviously, number 1, you're sensitive and overly perceptive, perhaps, to the emotions of those around you. I think it was UCLA recently did a study where they had someone who was sobbing, just crying, and a group of people just sitting in front of them watching. And of them, a small percentage was able to say that person is sad. They were able to definitively say it because they felt it. And those were, of course, the empaths. And the rest of the group also was able to conclude that the person was sad because they could see and ostensibly hear the person crying. But the empaths, they felt that. So that's one sign. Second sign that you might be an empath, you don't do well around cluttered areas. Too many objects can make you feel blocked in, almost as if you are claustrophobic in that sense. And it's because the objects, I suppose they carry an emotional charge as well. And that can be a very strong energy to have in your presence. It's like a haunted doll, that Annabelle, if you've seen the film or read the books, something like that. You don't want to be around a bunch of Annabelles all of the time. That's emotionally draining. Third sign that you might be an empath, you don't do well seeing intense, violent imagery. If someone kicks a dog or kid, you might get upset. Whereas, a normal person might see that and just go, okay, you might really feel triggered in some way. Fourth sign that you might be an empath, you might have trouble deciphering between different time zones. It can be very confusing to have a group of people over here saying, feels like 3 o'clock, and another group over here saying, feels like 4. It can cause a lot of internal consternation, just a lot of, mental turmoil, something to be aware of. Fifth sign that you might be an empath, you physically feel the illnesses, the aches, the pains of another. I've heard reports of someone getting shot and an empath nearby bleeding. Trace amounts of blood, granted, but still kind of a miraculous feat, and not something you'd expect from someone who just thought they were sensitive.